Moroccan asylum seeker Ahmed Ali Alid murdered defenceless pensioner Terrence Carney, aged 70, in Hartlepool of last year. The trial is starting today. And the question I'm going to ask is, why was this guy allowed here in the first place? To my knowledge, Morocco is not in any sort of conflict, same with a lot of the North African countries where some of these people seem to be hailing from, like Algeria and Tunisia. And it just basically, when you look at the asylum system and the people who are coming to claim asylum, they are literally from all over the world. We've seen an influx from Central America, even South America coming to the UK to claim asylum. Obviously, we've seen large amounts of people from Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, under the premise of being Kurdish and being persecuted, etc. Then we've seen obviously people from Sudan. We've seen a lot of Africans, especially Sudanese in Calais, in the Dunkirk area, and other various places from Africa. And obviously a lot of these people fly in as well. They don't just come by boats or backs of lorries. But again, I ask this question, why was this man allowed to come here in the first place? So a Moroccan's come here, he's claimed asylum for whatever reason. It will come out in the court case maybe why he's actually claimed asylum, why he's came to the UK. And I imagine after this case is wrapped up, they'll have another inquiry. Why was this a man allowed to claim asylum, and why was he allowed to just be put in Hartlepool in a house with other asylum seekers in just a residential area without any maybe pre-warning to the people who lived in that particular area? So basically, this guy would have came here. This is just me surmising that he would have came here probably in 2000, maybe 22, maybe. So imagine that he's been put in a hotel. He stayed in a hotel for several months. He's then been released. Then he's been moved into accommodation supplied by the Home Office, where he shared with 3 other asylum seekers. And again, Hartlepool. Why Hartlepool? Maybe because of the actual area he lived. It was cheaper to put these people in this particular accommodation. And imagine the locals were unaware of what was going on, or they were not told about what was going on as well. So the government gives him a hotel, gives him accommodation, gives him a weekly allowance, and gives him other benefits which he's allowed to have, free healthcare, for example. Helps him with his claim for asylum. He obviously gets free legal aid and gets loads of help with that. And this is how he repays the people back who are helping him, the government, if you want to say the government. This is how they repays back the UK, for example. And this is not. We've seen several cases like this in recent times as well. We're not going too much into those particular cases, but again, it's another of these sort of questions, this government, because for me, it's this government who's responsible for allowing this individual to come here. And again, if anybody remembers the story from last year, it was overshadowed a lot by the Bibi Stockholm because of what was happening in the Bibi Stockholm roughly the same time. I think it was a suicide or some other stuff was going on. And that seemed to actually be more of a front page news than this was that was going on. And it was this story, and I said this at the time, it's some time ago now, that it literally did go down the proverbial black hole. There was no outrage, there was no people venting their anger on the streets of Hartlepool. And they did do some interviews, cursory interviews from Sky News, BBC, for example. They were interviewing some local people because obviously they were deeply shocked what had happened to one of their own in Terence being murdered. But there were no outrage about why asylum seekers were just being planted there without anybody's knowledge, and without with people saying, "Come on, what are these people doing within our community?" And this is what's happening with this Conservative government. They're just emptying these hotels at the moment, and today they were actually saying how pleased they were that I think there's X amount more hotels have gone back into the community use, so people can use them for wedding events, and because they've been putting more asylum seekers into the communities, basically. So willy-nilly, in my eyes, they're not vetting these people. Again, they shouldn't be here in the first place. So these people, these asylum seekers, that is, especially the males, the young males, single males, are just going to be literally transplanted anywhere around the UK, whether you like it or not. And in most cases, you won't be aware of it. There'll be an empty house. It could be a 2-3 bedroomed house, and these people then will be accommodated there. And this is happening all over. And it's alarming to see, to be honest, because like I said, the rate that they're emptying these hotels, where can they put these people? And again, it's at the taxpayers' expense. And we've seen, again, another news article this week, without quoting it, saying the amount of money we're spending just now on asylum seekers is record breaking. It's staggering what's going on, and already this year we've seen a record amount of asylum seekers cross the channel. So it's just going to continue and continue when it comes to the hotel scenario, and getting them out of the hotels as quickly as they can, then putting them into housing, and again putting them into places where people are not asked. And you can understand why a lot of people from all walks of life are very concerned about this, and it's rightly so. They've got these total strangers coming into this country where we know nothing about them. They've not been vetted. They're all undocumented. Allegedly they've come from war zones, and again you just question, why is this government allowing this to happen? It's a truly sad state of affairs, it really is, where a 70-year-old man is killed for no other reason being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and especially by an individual who should never have been here in the first place. So for me personally, I can only speak for myself, this government is putting the lives of every British citizen in this country at risk by allowing these people to come into this country. I've done a little brief outlay of the case today. I've not gone into any real depth about it. Like I said, there's a lot of articles out there, there's a lot of news stories about what's happened today, the first day of the actual trial. I wanted to make this little pop-up video more about the fact is, why was he allowed to come here? And again, I'll ask that question, why was this individual allowed to come here and claim asylum? So thanks again for your continued support. Take care and God bless. A Moroccan asylum seeker murdered a defenceless pensioner, Terrence Carney, in a rampage motivated by the conflict in Gaza. Ahmed Ali Alid, 45, attempted to kill his housemate Javed Nouri, a former Muslim who converted to Christianity. You can make what you want out of that. He then went onto the streets of Hartlepool, where he encountered Terence Carney, 70, who was out for a morning walk, attacking him and stabbing him to death, the jury was told today. Following his arrest, Alid admitted being responsible for the attempted murder of Nouri and the murder of Carney. However, he's now on trial after pleading not guilty to both charges and to assaulting two female police officers who had interviewed him after his arrest. Ali told the police the attacks on the two men on the 15th of October of last year, a week after the Hamas attacks on Israel, were because of the conflict in Gaza and to remove Zionists from Palestine, the court was told. He said he would have killed others if he had not been stopped and was prepared to be a martyr, the jury was told. Again, thanks a lot, guys. Sorry about the quality of this video. I've not really had much time to do any edits or add any sort of imagery or video footage to it. I just wanted to do this as a little bit of a question. Why was this particular individual allowed to claim asylum? All right, thanks again, guys. Take care.